On the news tonight, President Bola Tinubu declares 2026 as beginning of more robust phase of economic growth for Nigeria. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar describes 2025 as one of the most punishing years in Nigeria's recent history, accuses President Bola Tinubu's administration of economic mismanagement. Plateau State Governor Caleb Mutuang formally resigns from the People's Democratic Party. On the foreign scene, several dozens killed, with more than 100 others injured in a fire incident at Swiss ski resort bar. Good evening and a happy new year. This is the news at 7 on Western Spring Television. My name is Damilola Raphael. President Bola Tinubu has declared that 2026 marks the beginning of a more robust phase of economic growth for Nigeria, pledging to drive down inflation further, strengthen foreign reserves, and sustain the country's GDP growth trajectory. In his New Year message to Nigerians on Thursday, the president expressed confidence in the nation's collective resolve, saying the new year would be a more prosperous one for the country, its citizens, and all who call Nigeria home. President Tinubu argued that during 2025, his administration sustained momentum on major reforms, achieved a fiscal reset, and recorded steady economic progress. Despite persistent global economic headwinds, he said Nigeria recorded tangible and measurable gains, particularly in the economy. He said that the focus in 2026 would be on consolidating the gains and continuing to build a resilient, sustainable, inclusive, and growth-oriented economy. According to him, Nigeria closed 2025 on a strong note, as despite the policies to fight inflation, it recorded a robust GDP growth each quarter, with annualized growth expected to exceed 4% for the year. President Tinubu explained that the nation maintained trade surpluses and achieved greater exchange rate stability, while inflation declined steadily and reached below 15%, in line with his administration's targets. In the meantime, President Bola Tinubu says Nigeria 2026 will mark the commencement of a more robust phase of economic growth, with his administration committed to ensuring that the benefits of the ongoing reforms reach every Nigerian household. In his New Year goodwill message, President Tinubu said his administration had laid a solid foundation for a long-term stability through reforms, including tax harmonization aimed at ending multiple taxation across all tiers of government. He says the reforms are intended to raise revenue sustainability, address fiscal distortions, and strengthen the government's capacity to finance infrastructure and social investment that would deliver shared prosperity. On security, the president said the armed forces have sustained operations against terror networks across the northwest and northeast, adding that security and intelligence agencies would deepen cooperation with regional and global partners in 2026. President Tinubu reiterated his support for decentralized policing with safeguards, complemented by properly regulated forest guards as part of efforts to tackle terrorism and banditry. On inclusive growth, the president said his administration would accelerate the Renewed Hope Wards Development Program, targeting the empowerment of at least 10 million Nigerians through grassroots economic activities across the country's 8,809 wards. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has described 2025 as one of the most punishing years in Nigeria's recent history, accusing President Bola Tinubu's administration of economic mismanagement, political recklessness, and governance without empathy. In a New Year message posted on his official X handle on Thursday, Atiku said Nigerians endured economic suffocation under the All Progressives Congress (APC) government, adding that the year exposed what he calls the incompetence and policy bankruptcy of the Tinubu administration. He alleged that the government operated for months without a functional budget, relying on propaganda while borrowing recklessly, a situation, he said, pushed Nigeria to the brink of economic collapse. According to Atiku, nothing better captures the decay of the government than the scandal of a forged tax law shamelessly branded a reform, adding that the president's refusal to allow due legislative and legal processes to address what he described as clearly a criminal act was deeply troubling. The former vice president also accused the APC of deliberately weakening Nigeria's democracy in 2025, alleging that the ruling party worked systematically to deform multi-party democracy into a de facto one-party state through coercion, intimidation, and state capture. The National Assembly has said that it would make copies of the controversial tax bills available for public review. A statement by the Director for Information, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, on behalf of the clerk on Thursday, noticed that the move was necessary following public discussions concerning alleged discrepancies between the votes and proceedings of the National Assembly and the gazetted versions of recently passed tax acts. The Assembly explains that despite widespread public interest, only a limited number of persons have formally requested certified true copies of the harmonized bills, adding that all such requests have been processed. To strengthen institutional processes, the National Assembly disclosed that it is reviewing procedures for the transmission and gazetting of bills. There have been allegations that certain provisions have been smuggled into the tax bills passed by the National Assembly, thus making the tax law signed by President Bola Tinubu on June 26, 2025, and billed to be effective from January 1, 2026, different from the bills passed. Meanwhile, as Nigeria enters a new phase of tax administration, a locally developed technology platform, Counter AI, has been launched with the goal of helping Nigerians better understand their tax obligations. Counter AI is a WhatsApp-based AI-powered tax assistant designed to provide simplified tax guidance to traders, small and medium-sized businesses, professionals, and individuals. The platform, which can be accessed through www.countersolutions.com.ng, arrives at a time when tax reforms and compliance requirements are becoming more prominent in public discourse. The assistant also supports local languages, including Yoruba, Igbo, Hausa, and Pidgin, expanding access beyond English-speaking users. To further discuss this innovation, we are joined on the news at 7 by Oluwaferanmi Oladepo, founder and chief technology officer, Counter AI, and Tobiloba Olanipekun, the product and growth lead, Counter AI. Thank you indeed for joining us on the news at 7 tonight, gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
Hello, good evening. Thank you.
So let's start with Feromi, the CTO, Counter AI. Tell us about what inspired the creation of Counter AI at this point in Nigeria's tax administration journey.
Thank you very much for the question. So concerning what inspired Counter AI, it was inspired due to the confusion surrounding the new tax policy. People have been having different misconceptions, fake news, spanning around. This is what the tax law entails, this and that. Another reason that sparked about the invention of Counter AI is due to the fact that this new tax policy itself, the act, is contained in four separate different documents. And these documents are voluminous and they contain legal terms that are not easily understood by Nigerians. So because of these reasons, we developed Counter AI to not just explain this new tax policy in a layman language, but it also explains it in our local language, either in Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa, or Pidgin, thereby bringing accessibility, bringing this tax understanding to our people. And we're not just developing another platform, we are bringing it directly where our users are already based, on WhatsApp. Nigeria is the 10th largest user base of WhatsApp. They're giving us a very good advantage of bringing this technologies innovation to a user base of around 51 million users. So we are solving this problem of the tax confusion and making it understandable to Nigerians.
All right, let's move over now and speak with Tobiloba. How does counter AI align with Nigeria's ongoing tax reforms and digital transformation efforts to be?
All right, thank you so much. So we're actually moving into, an unprecedented, time, starting with today. There are quite a number of discussions that are going to happen, this year around tax and, the obligations of everyday Nigerians as well. And this is a product that's really going to help Nigerians understand their own obligations in simpler terms, in a very clear way, and also in different forms. Just like Feromi mentioned, you are able to, engage our AI-powered, platform on WhatsApp, in different local languages, and you can even use other functionalities like, text-to-speech, speak-to-text, and all of that. So with this in place, there are quite a number of things that Nigerians we have to understand, especially in the first quarter and second quarter of the year, and regarding this particular, policy, because there are quite a number of other aspects of the law that are very, very good. That's even going to help Nigerians when it comes to, their tax obligations. And, the counter AI also offers a tax calculator, helping Nigerians to be able to know how to calculate their taxes, what to expect from the revenue collectors, and every of those, basic things in a more simpler ways. And one thing that can actually make sure the new tax policy is successful and benefits Nigerians is, first of all, when we get the information right, when we make sure that misinformation does not override, the actual good intention of this new policy that we are talking about.
Awesome. Let's go back to Feromi, and Feromi is going to be telling us in simple terms how counter AI works for the average Nigerian. Explain in simple terms, Feromi.
All right, thank you very much. So for an average Nigerian, to access counter AI, you visit the website www.countersolutions.com.ng. From there, you fill a short form, just your name, your email, and your WhatsApp number. Then you'll be redirected to WhatsApp, where you start interacting into it as if you're chatting with a normal human being. And this way is going to ask you, okay, what's your name? What language do you want me to speak with you? And what's your tax question? If you have tax question, if you want calculation, do you want the response in text format? Do you want the response in voice format? Do you want the response in PDF format? It can also get input from you in your local language. You can record voice notes. You can even write on paper and send it to Counter, and Counter will give you a response.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Amazing. So tell us now, what makes counter AI different from existing tax platforms or from government portals? I would like for Toby to respond to that as the product and growth lead.
All right, so thank you very much. That's a fantastic question, because it was part of the things we thought about, right? Quite a number of solutions out there. We are actually bringing this particular, solution to the doorsteps of every Nigerian. Just like Feromi mentioned, the most instant messaging app that everyone around us can actually make use of and get, information or converse is actually WhatsApp. And that's why Counter AI is Nigeria's first, AI-powered tax assistant that is easily accessible, just on WhatsApp, just like you're chatting with a friend, and getting verified information and all of that. It helps. So that's actually, one of the major difference that we have compared to other solutions out there. And the fact that you are also able to, calculate your taxes, and also get guidance on how you can file your tax returns. Also, we're also working on other, services like how people can, how we can also offer, everyday Nigerians, tax professional services as well. So these are, quite a number of things that, makes Counter AI very much different and efficient and the best actually for everyday Nigerians.
I'm still sticking with you, Toby. Tell us about how artificial intelligence now makes tax education and compliance? I mean, how does artificial intelligence improve tax education and compliance?
All right. So we are actually in the world of artificial intelligence, and as Nigerians, we cannot afford to be left behind. And also that's also one of the things that we are tapping into. It's a lot that Nigerians, people can make use of artificial intelligence to even get verified and actually valid information in regards to tax. And with the way artificial intelligence works, we have also developed counter AI in such a way that it really helps, simplify and present a very clear understanding as to how it can solve many requests of people when it comes to taxes, right? So this is one of the things that we have done to make sure that we also, as Nigerians, make very good use of artificial intelligence. And we also understand the other aspect or the fears and concerns of people when it comes to responses and information being gotten through artificial intelligence, and we take this as a very serious thing at Counter AI. We have a massive and very interesting team at Counter AI, always ensuring that we supply the required data for for our AI to be able to give out the verified and correct information as well. And even during the beta testing, we're able to also give access to a lot of Nigerians to also test it and give us feedback. And we are currently as well, even as we already launched, we're also making sure that we factor in most of these corrections as well and feedback as well. Yeah.
Quite interesting. Let's go back now to the Chief Technology Officer, Oluwaferomi Oladepo. Tell us, is Counter AI designed for individuals, for small businesses, or for large corporations, or for all three?
Thank you very much. Counter AI is for everyone, whether you are an individual earning an income, or you're a student, you just want to understand the new tax policy, or you own a large corporation. Counter AI is for you. What we plan to do, the next phase of our launch, is to give large corporations the opportunity to file their taxes directly from Counter AI without the need for voluminous third-party integration to file their taxes. So that is the vision, that is the next goal in sight. So Counter AI is for everyone, whether you don't understand English, whether you speak Hausa, whether you speak Yoruba, for everyone, whether you're a student, as long as you have access to WhatsApp, Counter AI is for you.
And the next question is actually going to be on accessibility. Still sticking with the CTO, Oluwaferomi Oladepo. Tell us about how accessible the platform is, Counter AI is, for Nigerians with limited digital or tax knowledge.
Thank you very much. While I was speaking earlier, I mentioned something about how the fact that Counter AI explains in layman language. When we were doing our beta testing, we realized that our users are still complaining about how they still don't understand certain terms as regarding to finance and taxes. So we then fine-tuned our model to be able to give this response, to be able to explain the tax policy better, to be able to explain their tax question better in a term that they can easily understand, using analogies and using also giving them key insights that they need to know. So that way, people with limited digital understanding or knowledge about finance or tax can still get and understand what the new tax policy is about. So about accessibility, that is why we're not developing another platform, we're not developing another application or website where it's become difficult for them to understand how to use it. We are bringing it home where most Nigerians already communicate on WhatsApp. So by offering them the same user interface, the same interaction as they would do normally on WhatsApp.
Okay, let's move over to Toby now to talk to us about how Counter AI will help Nigerians better understand their tax obligations.
All right, thank you very much. If there's anything as a team that we've observed, of recent, especially in the recent weeks, rolling up to today, is about the misinformation that's flying on around. You have many people still being confused or feeding on misinformation and fake news out there and all of that. And this is one of the basic things that Counter AI is really going to do in the next few weeks, making sure that we first of all deal with misinformation, and that is it. Before Nigerians can actually even understand their obligations, especially when it comes to taxes and finances, they need to first of all get the right information. And that is actually what we are preferring. And that's actually the goal. We want, everyday Nigerians, we want all Nigerians, when next they are confused about anything tax, confused about anything regarding their taxes, what next to do, we are working to make sure that Counter AI is on everybody's mind, and for it to be the go-to in accessibility when it comes to, getting right information and knowing what next to do when it comes to taxes.
All right, let us talk about engagement interactions. Now, could you give us an example of how a small business owner might use Counter AI?
All right, so, as a small business owner, especially in regards to your business as well, you have many questions that you really want to ask. And just like, a normal individual, while an individual will definitely ask Counter AI on what are the kind of taxes am I able to pay when it comes to also using the tax calculator on our website to calculate, your taxes. This is the same process that, a business owners can also use in relation to ease our business. So, you can ask Counter AI in regards to, I'm running this particular business. This is the threshold when it comes to, income. This is the number of employees that I have. This is the revenue I generate, and when you give Counter AI that enough information, is able to also, give you answers that are very much, accurate, and also, direct you in such a way that you are able to now understand, your obligations in respect to your business as an entrepreneur.
It's been quite interesting and enlightening, I should say, speaking with you, gentlemen. Oluwafẹ́rànmi Ọládépò, founder, Chief Technology Officer, Counter AI, as well as Tobiloba Olanipekun, the product and the growth lead at Counter AI. Thank you indeed for joining us on the news at 7 tonight, gentlemen.
Thank you.
All right, dear viewer, that was the interview right there, engaging the visionaries of Counter AI. You could get more information at www.countersolutions.com.ng. Moving on. Senate President Godswill Akpabio has directed his lawyers to withdraw all ongoing defamation lawsuits against several individuals, saying he was moved by counsel during a New Year Mass. Speaking at the Sacred Heart Parish in Uyo on Thursday, Akpabio said he had filed nearly 9 lawsuits against individuals he accused of defaming him. In 2025, Akpabio filed several high-profile defamation lawsuits, including one against colleague Senator Natasha Akpoti-Duagan over allegations of sexual harassment, which he denied and urged her to substantiate in court. Earlier in the year, Akpabio's wife also filed defamation suits against Akpoti-Duagan over claims she said had harmed her family's reputation. First Lady of Nigeria, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, has kicked off the new year with visits to new mothers at the Federal Medical Center, Jabi, where she welcomes the first baby of the year. According to a statement by her SSA on media, Busola Kukoyi, she described 2026 as a year of peace in abundance and prosperity in abundance for the nation. Accompanied by the wife of Vice President Hajia Nana Shetima, among other dignitaries, she welcomes the first baby of the year, a girl born at midnight to 26-year-old first-time mother, Adakule patient. She also celebrated Blessing Orago, who gave birth to triplets on the 29th of December 2025, 2 boys and a girl, after 13 years of marriage, presenting the family with gifts. The First Lady urged Nigerian women to embrace opportunities with faith and generosity in the new year. As part of the New Year celebrations, Ondo State Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa has pardoned no fewer than 77 inmates in correctional centers across the state. In a statement issued on Thursday by the Chief Press Secretary to the Governor, Ebenezer Adeniyan, the action follows the recommendation of the State Advisory Council on the prerogative of mercy. Commending the Governor's decision, the State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Kayode Ajulo, highlighting Ayedatiwa's thoughtful approach in personally reviewing each case to ensure fairness and humanity prevailed. He added that the approved clemency measures included the outright release of 12 convicts who had shown exemplary conduct and completed significant portions of their sentences, commutation of death sentences to life imprisonment or fixed terms for 22 condemned inmates, and reduction of life imprisonment to 25 for 4 inmates. Earlier in his New Year address, Ayedatiwa said his administration has continued to ensure the implementation of its 7-point agenda.
The story of Ondo State is one of resilience, dignity, and unyielding belief in tomorrow. From our farmers and traders to our fishermen, teachers, artisans, civil servants, youth, and elders, the spirit of hard work and hope remain unbroken. That spirit continues to be the greatest asset of the Sunshine State. In 2025, we vigorously pursued our 7-point development agenda, aptly named Odatiwa Odiroru, meaning our ease, which we covenanted upon the mandate bestowed on us by the esteemed citizens of Ondo State. Through this initiative, we recorded landmarks in infrastructure, welfare of our people and workforce, job creation, social reengineering, security, as well as the empowerment of youth and women. My deepest respects to our traditional, religious and political leaders, workers, students, artisans, women, youth, civil society organizations, the media, and other stakeholders for your unwavering collaborations and immense contributions towards building a more virile, peaceful, and prosperous Ondo State.
And here in Osun State, Governor Ademola Adeleke has felicitated with Osun people on the advent of the year 2026, describing the new year as an era of victory and prosperity when citizens must engage in electoral vigilance and activism. In a statement issued on New Year Day, Governor Adeleke praised the Almighty for the successes and achievements of 2025 and prayed for an even more prosperous new year for all strata of Osun society. Describing 2025 as a challenging year for Osun State due to externally induced constraints, the governor expressed optimism that 2026 will be a year of liberation from all obstacles impeding delivery of good governance and democratic dividends in Osun State. The governor urged the people to pray fervently for Osun State for its successful, heat-free electoral process. He reassures the people of the state of his resolute determination to forge ahead with delivery of services and democratic dividends, promising and vowing to lead the people to another victory in the August 2026 poll. Still to come, the Oyo State government says 30 billion naira released by the federal government as part of the intervention fund approved for Bodija explosion remains untouched. We will bring you more on this and more. We will bring you more on this when we return.